Hey guys, it's me again, LaShawn Bridges. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I had to discuss what's going on right now with all the protesting going on. I live in Georgia, so we have a lot of protesting going on, and of course you guys know, I'm sure you've seen the media and the footage about the CNN building being pretty much destroyed. I mean, not destroyed, but they had a lot of graffiti on the CNN building, and windows being kicked out and stores being raided and the whole nine. But it always shows the violent citizens, okay? And I want to talk about that. First of all, I don't condone violence, but at the same time, you can't keep slapping a person around every day of the week and just continuously slapping someone and think that they're not going to retaliate and slap you back, pretty much, okay? That's what's going on here, okay? United States of America. African Americans are tired. I'm an African American myself, and I listen to a lot of my African American friends and family, okay? And African Americans, we are tired. We're tired of the consistent racial discrimination against us. We've been dealing with this for years, for decades, starting with slavery, and then segregation, and then the Jim Crow laws came. I mean, and then all these different things is going on. We're tired, okay? African Americans are tired of the racist, white people that are constantly making us feel like crap, okay? And we're sick of it. Enough is enough. So what's going on is, I am so proud. Let me say this first of all. I'm so proud of all the young youth today that has stepped forward in the protests and been marching around. And I've been seeing white, black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, all different races of people stand together and protest because wrong is wrong. And they realize that you're not going to continue to discriminate against black people and continuously kill African Americans, okay? African Americans, we are already the top race that are in the jail cells, as far as in, have more time than any race out there, okay? We get way more time. So with that being said, the last thing we want to see also, to add along with that problem, is to be murdered in the street like as if we're nothing but a dog to you, okay? And that's what they did to George Floyd. And George Floyd, he was just one of the people. Like I said in my other video, there were several other people leading to this. So what's going on, for those of you who do not understand why Africans are so angry? Because George Floyd just set off the whole, he just set it all off for everybody to explode, about this matter of racism. And what you are seeing now in the media, when you look on CNN or you watch MSNBC or whatever station you watch, you're seeing a build years and years and months of buildup of anger that African Americans are expressing and making a statement to tell you guys that are racist to stop the racism. We cannot change our color. We can't scrub the black off me. I can't scrub it if I tried, okay? And I'm not going to, because I love myself. Most African Americans, we love ourselves, okay? And so to me, the whole racism, it never made any sense. How are you going to be racist to someone that cannot help the color of their skin? God made us this way. We all, whether we're black, white, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, whatever we all bleed the same way. We all have the same color blood. When we die, our spirit comes out of our body and we go to heaven or hell. And it's not going to be about color, because God's not going to judge any of us about the color of our skin. So why do people judge people for the color of their skin on earth? I have no earthly idea. It's stupid, it's ignorant, and it needs to stop. And it's something that we don't want to see as Americans in the 21st century, for God's sakes. This is not the 60s. This is the 21st century, and we still are fighting for equal rights. And a lot of people, like, those of you out there that keep thinking that we're fighting for just black and white issue, it's beyond that, people. We are fighting to be humans. Some people treat their dogs and their cats and their birds or whatever pets they have better than they do black people. We are fighting to be human. and to be treated equal. And that is why you see the rage that is going on. Why you see black people tearing up buildings and getting mad and angry. No, they shouldn't be destroying their own communities. That I do not condone. But at the same time, I understand, like I said in my last video, I understand why they would have so much rage and anger and bitterness, because I'm an African American. And when I saw that video and George Floyd sitting there, you know, and he's pleading for his life while this white cop has got his knee on his neck, it was disgusting, because this cop knew exactly what he was doing. He had 8 minutes to change his mind, to give this man, he had 1 minute. The first minute he could have changed his mind and let this man get up and say, okay, get up. Let me, you know, he got the handcuffs on him. He had the handcuffs on him already, for God's sakes. What possibly could he do with handcuffs on him? There's nothing George Floyd could do with handcuffs. So the cop had already apprehended him. All he had to do was get him up, put him in the car, and take him to jail if that's how he felt. But to stand there and watch while your partners in crime, which is the other cops that stood by, and watch George Floyd literally plead for his life, asking him, please, I can't breathe, and plead for his mother, is sickening, and it's beyond, it's disgusting, okay, is what it is. It's evil. And that's why so many African Americans, for those of you who don't understand us African Americans, that is why we're so angry, because it's not just about George Floyd. This goes on all the time. All the time. There's another African American, whether it's a male or a female, being shot or murdered or killed in some other kind of way by the hands of a police officer that's supposed to be helping us, but instead they're taking away African American lives left and right, and nothing's being done about it. And that is why this whole matter has exploded. That is why you see thousands of people coming together in every state and in different cities protesting, because they're hurting. We're hurting. And it's not just us African Americans are hurting. All our races are hurting. We got enough going through COVID-19, okay? We're already dealing with thousands of people that have lost their lives from COVID-19. And now we're losing our lives still from police officers as well that hate us because of our skin color. Come on. Something's got to give. I mean, enough is enough. This is ridiculous. So I've been following MSNBC, and I've been following CNN and all these other sites out there in the news media and watching. And it's just sad that we are still fighting for human rights in the 21st century. It's just terrible, you know, but that's what we're at right now. I mean, but you know, that it is what it is. So for you white people that are like, I don't understand why they're so angry. Why are they doing this? You know, it's because black people are making a statement. You're not going to keep doing this to us, okay? And we're not saying anything about it. We will fight until something is done. We will bring justice to the table, okay? We're not going to continue to let you do whatever you want to do. This is not the 60s and this is not the 50s, you know. We will fight for our human rights and to be treated equal by any means necessary. And if it takes protesting, if it takes a little violence sometimes, if it takes anger or whatever we have to do, so be it. It's sad to say that we have to get violent to prove a point, but I understand why they're getting violent. Because, you know, sometimes black people feel like that when we're being quiet about it, nothing's done. And if you think about the army, they're not being quiet about it. How many wars were fought because of violence? Violence was in the war all the time. Nothing would have changed if they didn't go to war, right? So sometimes violence is necessary. I'm sorry, you might not agree with me, but I do believe sometimes it's necessary. Should we tear up our communities? No. We shouldn't tear up our communities. But at the same time, if our voice is not understood the first several times, I get why people will get into violence. All right? I'm just saying I understand. I'm not condoning it. I just understand, all right? So I'm just doing this video because I just wanted to talk about this. I want to know what do you guys feel about all this? I mean, you know, a lot of people feel that they, you know, don't want to say anything. There's white people that are just quiet. To me, if you're quiet, you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You have to open your mouth and talk and discuss this issue, because this issue is not going away anytime soon. But at least we can make the stair steps of improvement. and make, you know, the stair steps to where people can actually come together and live in harmony, hopefully one day, in this place that we call United States of America. Okay, because we all have to live and breathe here until the day we die. So hopefully some kind of change will come forward. I've been seeing a lot of stars coming forward and making comments about the situation, which I am so proud to hear about that. I'm proud to hear about, you know, a lot of the people just in general just coming together as a unit. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, all different races coming together, and actually people seeing this issue as a very serious issue. And that's how we need to look at it, you guys. We need to look at this issue as something very serious, and we need to come together to solve this problem of racism that has been stirring up in our country for way too long. Okay, I'm not going to say anything further right now in this video. Please follow me on the next video as we discuss more of the protesting and more of the racism in Georgia and in other states, you know, that's out there, that are southern states, especially because a lot of racism exists in a lot of the southern areas as well. So but it's all over. It's sad to say, it's all over the United States of America, and we need to change. We need change is what we need. And we have a president that really don't care about what's going on. You know, I read something about Trump. You know, he saw it was something that CNN said about Trump, and they were stating that Trump was referring to George Floyd, and he was talking about how George Floyd would be proud and how he think all this protesting would be good, and or something like that. And I'm thinking in my head, like, George Floyd is not here, Trump. If he was here, yes, he probably would be proud, but he's not here. Hopefully he's in heaven and he's smiling down and looking at everybody that's protesting in his defense and fighting against racism. But he's not here because an officer that was a coward decided that he wanted to take a black man's life that day. And he stood there and had 8 minutes to decide not to take this man's life, but he decided to stand there for 8 minutes as a grown man pleaded for him to please let me breathe. When all he had to do was get him up off the ground. He was already in handcuffs, for God's sake. Why do you think you need to stand over a man that's in handcuffs, that's already apprehended? I have no idea. But this is what this officer did, you guys. When I saw that video for the second time the other day, I was just furious even more. You have a racist cop that's standing there, broad daylight. You know, a couple other people. I saw a white lady there, a black male there, and they're both telling him, get up off him. Let him go. He's already in handcuffs. Just get him up, put him in a car. They're pleading for him to stop, and this officer is just ignoring them with his knee still on this man's neck, and steady pushing his knee in this man's neck. To me, if that isn't racist, and if that isn't murder, I don't know what is. Because when I saw that video for the second time the other day, that is definitely murder to me. He stood there viciously wanting to make sure, aggressively, that he complete out his job of killing this man, because that's pretty much what it was like. He had a job to do, and his job was to kill this man, because it wasn't to you know, to protect the people. It was pretty much to kill this man, because this man, he wasn't doing anything to nobody. He's already got handcuffs. What can he do in handcuffs? It's not like he can go like kill somebody with handcuffs, or go rob somebody with handcuffs, or whatever. And with the counterfeit money, to me, that was all a gimmick. They said that George Floyd, it was all about counterfeit money, that the officer felt. That's a bunch of bull, you guys. Okay? We don't even know if that was true. They don't even have any evidence if the $20 or whatever the counterfeit money was, if that was really counterfeit money. Okay? They haven't even had evidence on that. So pretty much this man lost his life for nothing. It was just another act of hate, of violence, and of racism. One more thing before I go that I did not like recently. I've been seeing a lot of protesters get pushed to the ground. An old white man is on the floor bleeding, you guys, while officers are just walking on past him. They're not doing anything. Instead, I'm seeing a lot of officers, you know, pushing young women, older women. Why are y'all pushing women protesters? I saw more, you know, maybe the media was, you know, might have put the focus on the women more than the guys, but, you know, they did a good job of doing that, because I saw more women getting pushed around by officers during the protests than anything. You know, and some of these protesters, a lot of these protesters weren't even violent. They were just simply standing there protesting while these officers are pushing them like bullies, you know. Is that how we're supposed to be showing how America's supposed to be? I don't think so. I want to leave that with you guys and let me know how you feel. Continue to follow me on YouTube up under LaShawn Bridges. I usually say, let's talk about politics. Politics, let's talk about it. But it's not even about politics right now, you guys. It's about, right now, human rights and human justice. And about justice being served. All right? See you next time. Leave a comment. Thank you.